Seven of Nine's complete Star Trek timeline explained. Although Jerry Ryan's ex-Borg drone 7 of 9 spent only 4 years on the USS Voyager, the rich history of Star Trek, Voyager's breakout character, was revealed through flashbacks and dialogue. Each season of Star Trek, Voyager revealed more about 7 of 9's history before Captain Catherine Janeway's Kate Mulgrew USS Voyager crew liberated 7 from the Borg Collective. Previously, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, could only be severed from the Collective because he'd been locutus for mere days, but 7 of 9 had spent most of her life as a Borg drone. 7 of 9 began life as Annika Hansen, a human born on the Tendara colony in 2344 to civilian scientists Aaron and Magnus Hansen. Decades before the Federation's official first contact with the Borg in Star Trek, The Next Generation Season 2, Episode 6 Q Who, the Hansens suspected that the cybernetic species existed. Aaron and Magnus brought Annika with them on the USS Raven's planned 3-year mission to confirm the existence of the Borg. When Annika was only 4 years old, the USS Raven followed a Borg cube through a transwarp conduit and emerged in Star Trek's Delta Quadrant. Annika Hansen was assimilated by the Borg and became 7 of 9, 2350 to 2374. Annika Hansen and her parents were assimilated by the Borg in 2350, after a few years of successfully evading the Borg while gathering data on them. The Hansen parents were put into service as Borg drones, and 6-year-old Annika was placed in a Borg maturation chamber. For 5 years, Annika's body was prepared for the full assimilation process and stripped of individuality. At 11 years old, the entity formerly known as Annika Hansen was given the designation 7 of 9 tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix 01. Over the next 19 years, 7 of 9 assimilated millions of other life forms. Even early on, 7 of 9 faced challenges to her assimilation. In 2368, 7 of 9 was one of 4 drones who were temporarily separated from the Collective. Because 7 had been assimilated while her body was still developing, 7's human identity did not reassert itself at this time. 7 of 9 was singled out as the Collective's representative during Captain Catherine Janeway's negotiations with the Borg in 2374, since Janeway refused the temporary assimilation that would make communication more efficient. The Borg plot to assimilate Voyager using 7 failed, so the Collective rejected 7 of 9. 7 of 9 joined USS Voyager's crew 2374 to 2378. After being liberated from the Borg Collective, 7 of 9 joined the USS Voyager crew, but 7's integration into her new collective wasn't easy. 7 of 9 and Captain Janeway frequently disagreed on philosophy and procedure alike, while Janeway's pressure also helped 7 learn to assert her own individuality. Unlikely friendships with Voyager's emergency medical hologram, Robert Picardo, and young Naomi Wildman, Scarlett Pomers, helped 7 of 9 rediscover her humanity. Voyager's encounter with immature Borg drones, including Ikub, Mono, and Teremi, made 7 a de facto mother figure, as 7 learned to care for others. 7 of 9's 4 years with the USS Voyager crew proved that a Borg drone could be rehabilitated. Instead of denying her past, 7 used her knowledge to give the USS Voyager crew a fighting chance against the Borg. 7 of 9 built and operated Voyager's new astrometrics lab with Ensign Harry Kim, Garrett Wang, helped LT, Tom Paris, Robert Duncan McNeil build the Delta Flyer, and contributed Borg nanoprobes to technological solutions. When the USS Voyager returned to the Alpha Quadrant in 2378, 7 didn't share the crew's enthusiasm because Earth had never been 7 of 9's home. Few characters in Star Trek have undergone as dramatic a transformation as 7 of 9. Introduced in Star Trek, Voyager 7 was a former Borg drone struggling to reclaim her humanity. Over time, she evolved from an emotionally distant figure into a fiercely independent leader. Her story continued in Star Trek, Picard, where she fought for justice and eventually found a new purpose in Starfleet. Here's a full breakdown of her journey across the Star Trek timeline. Assimilation, 7's origins. 7 of 9 was born Annika Hansen in 2348 to Magnus and Aaron Hansen, human scientists studying the Borg. When she was 6, her parents took their ship, the Raven, deep into uncharted space to observe the collective. Their mission was ambitious, but reckless. They underestimated the Borg's ability to detect them. The Raven was eventually found, and the Hansons were assimilated. Young Annika became 7 of 9, tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix 01. She spent the next 18 years as a drone, her individuality completely suppressed as she became part of the Borg hive mind. Voyager rescues 7, Star Trek, Voyager Season 4. 7's fate changed in 2374 when the USS Voyager encountered the Borg while trying to navigate the Delta Quadrant. Captain Janeway brokered an uneasy alliance with the collective to defeat species 8472, an enemy even the Borg feared. As part of the deal, the Borg assigned 7 of 9 as Voyager's liaison. However, once the crisis ended, Janeway severed her connection to the collective, forcing her to rediscover her humanity. At first, 7 resisted. She saw herself as Borg, not human. Her struggles with individuality, emotion, and social integration became a major focus of Voyager's later seasons. Over time, with guidance from Janeway, the Doctor, and her crewmates, she slowly regained her identity. 7's growth on Voyager. Despite her initial resistance, 7 proved invaluable to Voyager's mission. Her deep knowledge of Borg technology helped the crew survive numerous encounters, and she formed meaningful, if sometimes awkward, bonds with those around her. Key moments in her journey included: the Raven. She recalled her past as Annika Hansen. 1. She faced isolation and hallucinations while piloting Voyager alone. Someone to watch over me. She awkwardly explored romance, mentored by the Doctor. Narc Frontier. She encountered the Borg Queen, who tried to manipulate her back into the collective. Unimatrix 0. She fought to free Borg drones trapped in a virtual resistance network. By 2378, 7 had fully embraced her independence, though she still struggled with emotions and relationships. When Voyager finally returned to Earth after 7 years, her future was uncertain. Life after Voyager, Star Trek, Picard, Season 1. 7's return to Earth was not a happy ending. Instead of joining Starfleet, she became a vigilante, fighting for those Starfleet ignored. She joined the Fenris Rangers, a group dedicated to helping refugees and fighting injustice in lawless regions of the galaxy. By 2399, she crossed paths with Jean-Luc Picard, who was also struggling with his place in the universe. Their paths converged as they fought against a conspiracy involving rogue synthetics and the remnants of the Borg. Her most shocking moment came when she briefly re-assimilated a group of Borg drones to defeat a Romulan attack. Though she controlled the Borg temporarily, she feared losing herself again. This inner conflict, her ongoing battle between her Borg past and human future, remains central to her character. 7's rise in Starfleet, Star Trek, Picard, Seasons 2 and 3. By 2401, 7 reluctantly joined Starfleet, serving as first officer aboard the USS Titan. Though she struggled with Starfleet's rigid structure, she proved herself during the crisis involving the Borg's infiltration of Starfleet. The final season of Picard saw 7 stepping into her own as a leader. After Captain Shaw's death, she assumed command of the Titan, later renamed the USS Enterprise G. Her new captaincy marked a full circle moment. Once an outcast, she was now entrusted with one of Starfleet's greatest legacies. 7 of 9's legacy. 7 of 9's journey is one of the most compelling in Star Trek. From an assimilated child to a Starfleet captain, her arc embodies resilience, identity, and the search for belonging. Her story isn't just about escaping the Borg, it's about proving that individuality and compassion matter more than collective conformity. Where she goes next remains unknown, but as captain of the Enterprise G, one thing is certain: 7 of 9's journey is far from over. 7 of 9's journey is one of the most compelling in Star Trek. From an assimilated child to a Starfleet captain, her arc embodies resilience, identity, and the search for belonging. Her story isn't just about escaping the Borg, it's about